Listen up. This monster has 850 horsepower, plus 250 for nitrous boost, with 230 machine guns mounted on the hood, and a solid 6-inch armor inside. There are lubricants, smoke grenades, and napalm bombs for defense. This is basically a mobile fortress. The next day, while hanging out, Little Fetty introduced Jason to his opponent, the bald 14K gang member who's taken out 7 people in the ring. Little Beard Green got triple life, 12 arena kills, a tough guy. Supervisor Pat Cheng's lucky has 9 kills to his name in the arena, while Racer Telt is the only tech-savvy driver with 3 kills. Just then, Big Cannon Bridge walked over. He's the one who took out Frank last match, stacking up 3 wins, and he has no clue who Jason really is. He came over to talk smack, promising to send Frank to meet the Grim Reaper if he hits the track. After Big Cannon Bridge left, Jason saw a group being tossed out of a vehicle. They were competitors with weird tracking bracelets on. That's when Jason remembered that night of the incident. The masked guy was wearing one of those bracelets. The death economy of the prison began, with the warden tossing Frank's ring to Jason before the race kicked off. Then he walked up to cheers from everyone as all the brutal race cars took their positions outside. But just before the race, a bus screeched to a halt in front of everyone, and a bunch of beauties from women's prison stepped out. It's a global live stream. Combo of racing and beauties is a perfect match, but these ladies are no mere eye candy. They're the driver's navigators, and Jason's navigator is named Case. Right from the start, he could tell that the person behind the mask wasn't Frank. Jason didn't hold back. He took off the mask and was ready to roll. This race was going to have each round consists of 3 laps, and in the second lap, weapons and gear can be activated. Whoever survives to the last round is the ultimate. As the yellow light flashed, all the drivers revved their engines, and these heavyweight racers were bursting with confidence. Everyone thought they could come out on top, but Jason was jumped by a swarm of competitors right off the bat. After several hits, Jason found himself at the back of the pack, but Case remained calm, quickly pointing out a side path for Jason. Following up with a smooth left drift, Jason maneuvered into the lead. None of the cars had weapons in the first lap. It was all about brute force at this point, especially with Big Cannon Bridge. Jason kept pulling ahead, leaving everyone stunned. People were watching Jason, and he surged to the front, with everyone in the first lap still weaponless. With no other choice, it was all about slamming into each other, especially with Big Cannon Bridge's motherfucking beast barreling right at Jason. Fortunately, Jason's skills shone. He swiftly countered. After the last turn, all cars finished their first lap, but the warden ordered the attack system on. Attack is offense, shield is defense. Pressing all 4 wheels down activates the system, and the first guy to activate his weapons unleashed a barrage from the Red Wolf, raining fire on Littlebeard's car. Littlebeard had no way to retaliate, so he floored it, crashing right into the other guy's wheel. This skull trap wasn't just made of steel. Once it caught its prey, it would spring open, smashing both man and machine like ground beef, followed by a tremendous bass. The first elimination occurred, as Littlebeard pulled out a blaster that looked like a toy, but Big Cannon unleashed hellfire, activating his weapons to avoid being turned into Swiss cheese. Littlebeard hurriedly activated his defense system and dumped a truckload of lubricant out the back. Subtitle: that move dodged Big Cannon's attack. Then Littlebeard activated weapons, ready to hunt. But he didn't last more than 3 seconds. This fiery Littlebeard seemed to be launched into the air. He struggled painfully to crawl out of the vehicle, initially believing he had miraculously survived the ordeal, only to realize that his suffering was far from over, as the pursuing Big Cannon gun struck without any mercy. Cannon's skull vanishing trick took him out, and as the race went on, Jason activated his weapons system only to find the barrel jammed. Case quickly pulled out a wrench and tried to force it free from the window, while the girl across the way just stared, thinking, "Don't tell me you're like some wannabe." No weapons activated. Big Cannon's fire was fierce. The car turned scrap in minutes. This time, Jason swiftly activated defense, yet no gas or smoke bombs deployed. Suddenly, Jason in the lead became the bullseye, and soon enough, the old man warned him. The back plate wouldn't hold much longer, and if he didn't do something fast, he'd be in big trouble. At that moment, Jason thought about the fact that if he didn't hack soon, he was basically signing his own death warrant. Times Earl, for the sake of Jason. Case manually set off a gasoline bomb, shouting, "What the heck is going on here? Happy birthday, you jerk." Oh no. Jason has accidentally sent another buddy packing due to a mishandling operation this time. The first match was nearing its end, and just as Jason was about to overtake, he spotted Pat Chin making a gun gesture. Yes, it's the black-clad figure Jason saw. While he was dazed, Big Ken and Bridge charged, knocking him aside. The first match was over, and Jason came in sixth, with his vehicle nearly wrecked, but the defense oil spray was intact, and Case had already made up his mind to leave without looking back. Spotting Pat Chen ahead, Jason connected the dots and figured out the whole scheme. In the end, he boldly told the warden he had no intention of competing in the second round. It was clear that all the drivers were just tools for this woman to make money, sitting pretty with skyrocketing ratings. And the gamblers betting from the sidelines made the warden filthy rich with each match. But this woman was no pushover. She had her lackey unlock Jason's cuffs, soothingly telling him to behave while pulling out a picture of his daughter. The message was crystal clear: disobey, and the consequences are on you, while slyly aiming a weapon at Jason from beneath the table. That's the story for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, or you might just find yourself in a situation even crazier than this race.